Welcome back. This is Jorge Prospector of the Prospect Chase Box. My friend Ron joins me.
Live in San Diego County. Well, actually, not anymore, but close enough.
Both coming in from California. This is episode 79 of our weekly chatter, Coffee and Rip. Today, I just had late lunch, so I'm just having water for now. The coffee will come a bit later.
Cheers.
Um, Trying to lose weight, my friend. It's gonna be a challenge, but I'm determined to lose it, to lose those pounds because my knees are killing me. Um,
Lots of
anyways,
water.
a lot of water.
Lots of
Yeah,
water.
I can't do much exercise unfortunately right now because of my knees. So I'm gonna have to seriously um, consider like medical options and you know significant reduction in the volume, quantities of what I eat. Been toying around with fasting here and there, um, and also what I eat. I mean, I'm fairly good about what. Well, who are we kidding? Like I say, I don't. I eat small portions, but then like I snack a lot. Uh, it's it's having kids too. There's like there's shit around. There's snacks and there's like and but I can be better. How are
Yeah,
you?
we're good coming in today. Little rain in the skies, not much today. We could use some better stuff, but I'm excited about the baseball season coming up. My local Padres tickets went formally on sale. They had a pre-sale in November where I scored a bunch of tickets, but formal tickets went on sale yesterday on
Okay.
the 4th, so a couple days ago. Managed to grab a few of those, but what I'm really looking forward to is going to other parks this year, visiting other friends from the Prospect Chase Box community and the Top Sacks After Dark community, and getting out of town and seeing some sights, eating chapino in San Francisco, all the good stuff.
I am trying as you give that information to our folks. We'll expand on it for real quick. I just wanted to grab the link that we have right now. We do realize we're going live at very you
Early.
know I mean, at a fairly inconvenient time for the majority of folks. I guess the majority of folks don't do their lunch break with cards. I certainly do. So I'm trying my best to grab the link of this live and share it with some folks that we know so that maybe some people will catch this live, but the majority of you um, will catch this a little later today. Yeah, it's I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the season. Finally, the Mets signed Alonso. Happy about that. Um,
Well, one of the things that does is it protects Soto. So now you've got somebody in the lineup. They can't pitch around Soto if they have Alonso coming up behind him. Is that how they're going to line up their order?
um, yeah, I think they go. If it's me, I know that Lindor hit leadoff last year. Well, he started hitting third, I believe, but I think he was most effective leading off. One because he got hot at the time that he took the leadoff spot and saw some more pitches and more at bats. Obviously, come with
Yeah.
being leadoff, and he did well. I do think that if it's me, I I would go Nimmo first if anything, because you don't need. I mean, Nimmo in this lineup, Nimmo either bats leadoff or bats like fifth or
Yep.
sixth. So I feel that it could work both ways. I do, and you would lengthen the lineup a little bit. However, let's not kid ourselves. The majority of the damage that this lineup is going to do it 1 through 5, right?
Yep.
So I want him on base as much as I can. And Nimmo's OBP, it's you can't disregard it. He's at 4 something. So high for something, 420, I think it is, or something. So you want him on base. So I would go Nimmo first. I would go Lindor second. I would go Soto second. I would go Lindor third. Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
I would go Nimmo, Soto, or Nimmo. Listen, or you can go. I want Soto second because I want him to get at bats, right? So I would go Nimmo, Soto, Lindor, Alonso. I definitely want Alonso right behind Soto, or right behind Lindor. So, and then obviously Vientos is hitting. It's hitting right behind. In any lineup that you build, Vientos is hitting right behind Pete. And then it's just a matter of whether who bats 6, 7, 8. Whether you can you can go Marte, you can go Francisco Alvarez. In any lineup you build, I think McNeil, if he's playing, because we don't know if he's being dealt. As of right now, McNeil is our second baseman. As of right now. However, if Ronnie Mauricio kills it in spring training, and you have to bring him up with the team on April 1st or whenever the league starts, then he's gonna get some playing time in second base. So in any of the, if McNeil plays, he's hitting ninth. I know that. How would you do it 1 through 5?
I look at the fact that McNeil, other than last year, has been a consistent hitter. He's moved the ball. He's moved people around. He has the ability to hit and move folks. If you have the McNeil of prior years where he's a batting champion, and people forget that he was the batting champion in a couple of years, you put him in up like second in the lineup. So you go, you got somebody hitting. So you think about how the Padres used their lineup. They use that second slot to move people around, and he's a guy who can move somebody. So you put Lindor up in a leadoff position, and you can have McNeil move him, Soto third, and then followed by Alonso in fourth. You could move runners over. If you have a guy in Lindor is going to get on base. If Lindor can get on base, McNeil can move him, whether he's an out or not. He hits the ball. He makes contact. So if that McNeil's around, you throw him in second in my world. Or the opposite of that is you put him at 9, but then you don't get as many at bats from him because then he's batting.
Yeah, but you don't need to.
Lineup.
You don't. So here's my counter argument to that. Yes, McNeil is a former champ. The thing with McNeil is that he is after that batting title season, McNeil is prone to lose his swing. And what I mean by that, and believe me, I watch tons of Mets games, so I know this from experience, from watching them a ton. McNeil is prone to lose his swing. And what I mean by that is McNeil actively chooses whether, for some reason, switches back and forth. He actively switches from like a contact, spray the ball, Luis Arraez approach to power hungry, Daniel Murphy, get in there, the box, pull everything, go for homers on the short right field porch at Citi Field. He goes back and forth.
His batting average year was the spray the ball year.
Right. But then he saw some power in his contract year, and he hit like 20-something home runs.
Yeah.
And so he is constantly, and so that's one element of how he loses. I call it loses his swing often. He also in terms of approach, right? But he also goes on, I wouldn't say major slumps, but he does go in periods of time where like he's just not seeing the ball. He just again literally loses the ball and goes in a weak slump. And like he's also his personality. He is much of Greg Jeffries type of personality. If you remember him from the 80s, if he's not hitting well, he is like a freaking like if he's not hitting well, he goes straight down. He's the most terrible teammate, and like he's a downer, and he gets upset, and he rolls over. He's like he's huffing and puffing. I don't want him. I don't want that type of energy, and that's also honestly why I think they're not huge. This admin, this management's not huge fans of him. In a good trade, I think he would be gone. But I don't want that type of personality, energy, or hitting approach anywhere near the top lineup. Now, he can definitely hit 300 and have a bounce back year and have an awesome year. But if he does that, I want him batting 7th or 9th, because then there's no pressure. He gets on base, he sprays the ball around, and then Nimmo can drive him home and get on base himself. I would hit him 9th. Now, in terms of 1 through 5, I just love, and the game that we play, the game that we have today, Ron, it's a game based on damage early. Pitches go for 5-6 innings, and then shutdown time, right? This game is less and less about comeback wins nowadays. Like, you want to jump ahead. And so I love Nimmo getting 2, possibly 3 at-bats the first 6 innings. So I want Nimmo on base. Are you frozen? No, you're not. I want Nimmo on base. And I think – and I want him leading off and setting the table as much as I can. So that will be my approach. I think Lindor will benefit from batting 2nd or 3rd. I could go both ways. I think Soto goes 2nd because he's earning a ton of money, and you want him to pile up numbers.
Yep.
Even for the PR reasons, like, you want him to batting 2nd because you want him on base and you want him hitting people up. Now, in that scenario, obviously Lindor goes 3 because Lindor goes 2nd or 3, in my opinion. I can see your scenario where they put him to lead off, when they hit him to lead off, and Nimmo too. So
if you put Soto at 2nd, then
I just think Nimmo is less effective.
A lot. He walks a lot.
I think Nimmo is less effective because if you don't bat, here's the thing: if you don't bat Nimmo first, then you have to hit him like 5th or 6th.
Yeah.
I think batting Nimmo 5th or lower or higher, I guess lower in the lineup, I think his game loses impact. It loses effectiveness in what he does, which is set the table up or hit some home runs here and there.
Yeah.
If he does that at the 5th slot, it's less impactful because your 6, 7 guys are not going to bring him home as often as your 3, 4, and 5 guys.
Well, and notice right here the name change.
Prospector run, I love it.
So in that particular ilk, let's talk about something card related right here. Brandon Nimmo is right now a bargain. You can find his rookie cards for decent prices these days.
I mean, honestly, I disagree.
They're not bad.
He's a PC. I mean, sorry, I don't disagree with your statement. I disagree with the underlying premise that he's collectible. If he's your PC, you can definitely find some steals for Brandon Nimmo, but he ain't going anywhere close to a Hall of Fame career. He ain't building anywhere. Nothing like that.
But for the casual collector, it's a nice.
For the casual collector, you can get Marte steals
all day long.
You can get Nimmo. Shit, you can get Lindor. Now let's flip. I'm gonna take your point in a different direction.
Okay.
We can argue whether Lindor is a steal, is a bargain at these prices. Because Lindor, let me tell you, Lindor 3 years ago was a maybe, probably Hall of Fame.
Where were the autos? He was one we couldn't find autos for.
Lindor has some autos.
He had a few, but there was a bunch that people were waiting on for a number of years.
Oh, you mean like ordered ones from the store? Oh, yeah. No. I thought you meant like rookie autos.
No.
Lindor 3 years ago, about the time of the trade to the Mets. About the time of the trade, people were like, yeah, probably, but not sure. Hall of Fame case. I think now it's pretty cemented that if he's on a clear path.
Yeah,
he's on a clear path.
Yeah, his first year with the Mets, kind of up and down. but the
I
last
mean, yes, but I'm saying in terms
solid.
of building a Hall of Fame career, which is, listen, for those of you watching that are newbies, the collectability of a player, it's almost directly proportional, definitely correlated to his Hall of Fame potential. I mean, yeah, PC. You can PC your brother who played in AAA, whatever, right? But like, if you're collecting someone because you want the collection to have some value, so taking the emotional side of it, if you're collecting because you want to have a good collection and investable collection, or someone that ideally you have someone that you love and makes you money,
Yep.
right, or has some value.
Yep.
And in that world, Lindor 3 years ago was like, listen, I bought three PSA, I bought two PSA 10 base flagship cards of his. I bought it high, unfortunately. I bought them at the time of the trade. So I bought them, I think they cost me like $100. And then I bought a PSA 9, which I'm not sure if I gave away in a giveaway or I sold. I think I gave it away. And I bought a Heritage high number or whatever, his two PSA 10 for $100, I think it was, the PSA 10s. Yeah. For a time after the trade, when the first year, they were selling for like 50. I held on to them. But my point is, you can find, listen, Lindor is on a Hall of Fame track. There's no doubt about it. Mostly because his WAR is elevated because of his defense. He's an incredible defensive player. He averages, I think, 4 to 5 defensive WAR every year. I think it's 4 or something. And then it often kicks him up to like 6.8. He's had, you can look it up, but he's had 6 or 7 WAR the last 3 seasons because of his defense. So he at the age, I think he's 32, something like that.
He's young.
Age 30 or 31 or something. He's still got prime, like 4 or 5 prime defensive years left on him, plus his offense. So he's on. If he keeps doing what he's doing, which I don't see why, he's a Hall of Famer. So to your point, I think he's a bargain right now. You can find some stuff of his that is not overpriced. He's not hyped. He's not hyped by any. He's not helped. And I mean, listen, that could be a counter argument. He's not helped by any hype machine. No one hypes him up. Even playing in a New York market. Now that could change as they maybe win 1 or 2 chips the next 5 years, and he keeps up putting numbers in New York, and it's an obvious case for the Hall of Fame. That could change. He's charismatic enough. Yeah,
and they've been solid the last couple of years. So they've been making the playoffs. That's a big thing for them.
Another thing card related, Soto. We discussed this all off season long. His value will depend where he ends up. We did talk about if he signed with the Mets, that there could be some value in his new stuff. If he does well, there may be some value in definitely his Padres stuff. I haven't checked, but I'm sure it's down significantly.
Padres stuff is definitely down because people are going, well, he was, transitory. He spent a little bit of time there and left a year.
And the Yankees people are selling off their stuff too, I'm sure. I mean, there'll be some people that will keep his stuff.
Yeah. The difference is with the Yankees, he did win the American League Championship with them, so they have that part of it. Said, I'm building a championship team. Here's my cards for that set. I'm going to do Soto.
But I think obviously there's a premium on his national stuff.
That leads us right into Prospect Chase Box 33, and cards starting to hit the market. So this 33 is still based on 2024 cards. We haven't jumped into the 2025 world yet. That'll be coming.
Do we want to?
Well, not yet, but right now we have a pretty good lineup of a different kind of stuff. It's not the ultra premium sapphire, but there's a lot of packs in this particular set. You've got the Chrome Hobbies. Those have two autos in the box, so that's getting split across that. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for autos with that. Archives, the Archives baseball is a fun set. It's built with three different types of throwback cards in there, including old players, new players, a little bit of everything in between, and it's a fun set. It's a nice set to be able to get. The fun ones are I've got a couple back here, the lunchbox sets. They come in a little metal tin. I haven't opened one yet, but I've got one back here.
You should do it live.
We'll do that live when I get that set up.
Yeah, it's a fun set. It's a fun set.
How did you? That what a fun thing that is. Now, what's fun about that is you look at the card and you go, who the heck is this team? And it really makes you learn some of the minor league teams, because this is the debut cards of these guys, and you're seeing, the guys on some oddball team. Who is that? Well, it's the farm team of this. Hopefully you'll pull a couple of Chihuahuas cards or maybe some Lake Elsinore Storm for my Padres. So nice. We have the El Paso Chihuahuas, the Fort Wayne Tin Caps, just some odd knit ducks out there that we'll be able to see in that set, which I think puts a nice twist to it, because this is prospects, and here is their pro debut of all these guys. So there's a good chance there. And the fun thing about that box is there's a ton of autos in it.
Yeah, no, it's two autos, and the rookie class is solid. It's really good. You find some really good. I think Elliott's in there. I think a bunch of the 24 rookie class, which we all know is pretty strong.
Yeah,
they're all in a fun set, and these are on card autos.
Yep.
So they're fun. They're on card auto possibilities, and the checklist is not. It's not the auto checklist is not long. Like it's I mean, it's long, but it's not crazy. It's not Sapphire craziness long. So
it's a high number. You cracked one for somebody the other day. First thing you hit is a great centered Bobby.
Bobby.
What a huge hit that was right off the bat there.
Yeah. It was crispy. It was crisp, nice color, but I think it was under. It's probably a PSA 10 under PSA's prior guidance, which is another topic. PSA just updated their guidance for a PSA 10, their guidelines for a PSA 10, and unfortunately, they're trying to tighten the PSA 10 market. They've gone from historically PSA, as long as the card looks sharp, has good color. They're big on edges. They're big on edges and like corners. As long as it has crispy corners and edges, if you had a card that was centered, but 60-40, not fully centered, and as long as the back was not like ridiculously bad printed with a crazy print line or terrible centering, I think they allowed 75-25 on the back, which is very generous.
Yeah, and on the front, it was a 60-40.
And on the front, it was approximately 60-40. Now they've reduced that to 55-45, which will definitely shorten the inventory of future PSA 10s. Now, listen, I like that. So there's things that I like and dislike about it. What I like is that it makes the PSA 10s a little more premium, a little more hard to get, have more value, I think, because it obviously limits the number of PSA 10s available. What I'm not a huge fan of, Ron, is that PSA does this thing where like it obviously is controlling the market.
Yep.
It's I don't like. And then if you have PSA 10s prior to this date, do they lose value because they're like, yeah, that was when they do 60-40. This is not a real PSA 10. Like, I don't like the lack of consistency and how that affects prior inventory. And I don't like them controlling the market. It's already effed up, in my opinion, that they can decide whether a card has value or not and take a chunk of money because they said so. Well, I don't like them toying with the market. How about you?
One of the reasons they're doing this is it narrows down. In theory, it narrows down the amount of submissions they're getting, because they're getting so many people just slamming them with these in these bulk submissions. People are going to take a look. Well, hey, this is a 60/40. It'll be a 10. Well, if it's not a 10, it's not 60/40 when you're looking at, you're not going to grade it. You're going to sell it raw because you're going to get as much money for raw as you would knocking it down to a 9, because people aren't even looking at PSA 9. So you say, oh, it's not a 10. I don't want it. With the amount of cards that are being submitted, the amount of flagship product being submitted.
No, listen, again, this is turning into one of these ESPN shows. Once again, I disagree. I think they're in the.
That's why we're here, for you to disagree with me.
I think they're in the market of you submitting as many cards as possible because they've got competition now, even if it's not real competition, because they bought their second competitor. They just bought them. They own SGC. So to me, it's more market manipulation because they want you submitting cards because they want you to hit. And what they do well when you're submitting a bunch of cards, and the highest selling cards, you're not giving them the highest grading cards. You're not giving many. You're not awarding a lot of PSA 10s. Well, so what you do is you tighten your standards, and people are still going to submit shit. Because guess what? You get a PSA 9 and you're like, but this is so good. Resubmit it, crack and resubmit it. So they gain twice. They make so much money on every card of yours if you're submitting and resubmitting.
Well, I'm not a PSA guy. I don't look for PSA.
I'm not a grading card.
I'm
not a grading card.
Because I'll pull cards like this out of the 2022 Heritage High number. That's a really nice Pena.
It is a nice
purple.
It's probably 60/40 probably.
It's right to left it has some issues. Top to bottom, it's good. Right to left, it's off.
That card right there. That's a perfect example of a card that for sure. Well, tell me that's sleeved.
It's not yet. It will be.
Come on, man.
I've got it in the box.
What are we showing our folks here?
Well, we're showing them because once I put it in the sleeve, then it becomes harder to see on the camera because of the reflection on
Let's
there.
drop it now.
I just pulled it out.
That's a perfect example.
So here it is in the sleeve. You see how much worse it looks?
Yeah. That card is a perfect example. That's a PSA 10 any day 4 months ago.
Yep.
Because it's for sure at least 60/40. But now that's one of the cards that's like borderline. And this is where they make the money, Ron. You submit that card, you get a 9. You're like, shit, no, I got a bad grader. Let me crack it. Send it again. Guess what? PSA 9 again. Or PSA 10. Maybe they take a chunk. Maybe it's not worth that much. So they don't. But they've already gained your $20 or whatever it's worth.
Absolutely. They're in money. See, once it goes into sleeves, you can hardly see it. There's so much refraction of light, you can't tell. That's why I had it out.
I'm not a huge fan of grading. I do understand the economics of it from a collector perspective and a flipper perspective. I just think that in the aggregate, it's so much. And listen, if it was free or if it was a couple bucks, I'm like, yeah, sure. But at $20 a pop, the type of cards that I'm sending that I would like to send, that's gonna hit. That bill is gonna hit me like a couple of grand.
Yeah. Anytime you have something good, they upcharge.
Isn't that crazy? Like if you extrapolate that business model to any other industry, you would be like, what?
We're gonna build a fence at your house. So this fence costs $5,000, but because it's adding $10,000 of value to your house, we're going to charge you based on the fact that it's adding $10,000 of value. So we're going to charge you a little more for the fence because of that fact.
And if it's effective if you catch a robber because of if we somehow avoid or if you catch a robber because of our great fence system, and we're going to catch you every time you catch a robber.
Hey, and we're that robber, that's an extra $250. Send it on. Yeah.
File a report with the police and get him arrested. Add another $4K.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, some of the archives, 2024 archives baseball that we're getting in there, we're going to have some nice additions. Like these are one of the parallels. You pulled one of these yesterday. I don't remember which good card you
The
pulled with
Skeens.
Skeens.
The
And this
Skeens.
is the Churio. I pulled a Churio out of mine.
I'm guessing those are selling for a couple bucks, right, online.
I would think so. This is a nice looking insert. I mean, this is you look at the design. We're starting to get some people actually designing cards. I don't like the design of the top Series 1 for 2025.
Let's talk about that.
But the inserts are nice.
Let's talk about that.
Let's finish with our lineup here. So we just talked about the Heritage High number in the 2022. You've got a 2021 Topps update, a 2020 Topps Chrome. You got a pack of that. Plus, you're either going to get a Topps.
No, you're going to get a debut.
Ohtani.
You forgot about the 2023 Topps Pro debut, which has 4 autos in it.
4 autos.
You got 2 packs of that, so your chances of pulling an auto are like 1 in every 4, right? Am I doing the math right?
Yeah.
1 in every 6. 1 in every 6. It's 24
4
packs.
autos, 24 packs, right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So 1 in every 3 because you're getting 2 packs.
You're getting 2 packs.
So you got 1 in 3 chances of landing an auto. Now that one is a sticker auto, but there's some players in there. I believe that there's some quality. I think maybe Skeens and Churio and some that I think some of the
young guys are in their Skeens.
Some of those guys have autos there. And what else? You get in the Heritage with the possibility of a Chrome, Bobby or Julio.
There's lots of fun things in the Heritage. This is Polar Bear Pete here. You know
what is that?
Another fun insert that was part of the
archives.
This is part of the archives.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Did you open a few blasters, or what did you do?
I bought a couple blasters the other day. I opened one. Have a couple more sitting here and a couple of packs. You know, there's all kinds of fun stuff in that particular set. I have fun with things like this when there's so many variants and different things you can pull out of it. You know,
at those price points, they're you know, you're gonna go pick up some milk, whatever. Just grab a fat pack or grab a blaster.
Yeah, and you know, I've been hitting a lot of Mets lately. Here's Lindor for you. This is
black.
This is the black.
Is it numbered?
No, what they had in there was a couple black guarantees, so it's like getting a purple one in some of those other packs. So it's a black parallel that comes in the blasters. So there's some exclusive cards in those blasters. They're fun. The hobby pack is fun. They all have a little bit different twist on them, and the 3 different years of design, past years designs, and built into them. So that Heritage is fun. The archives is fun. The debut is fun. You know, there's a lot of fun cards in that volume 33 lineup. So
and the Bowman, the first one you mentioned, the 20. I wanna be more specific. The first one he mentioned is the 2024 Bowman Chrome Hobby, which has some on-card autos, parallels, I believe.
Yep.
And
low count of rookies, a lot of rookies in there. So it has a low card count in the set. So there's a lot more.
Yeah, all these 24 dudes: Ellie, Shota, J-Dom. J-Dom switched his number from something high, 70 something to 24.
Yeah, he did that yesterday. So
that's going to propel him to 50 homers.
Well, you know, that'll get people to buy a whole new set of jerseys this year for him.
Yeah, so the volume 33 box, I offered to open one live for a reduced price. No one really saw the message. No one's checking their messenger at this hour, which I understand. But there are some boxes available. If you are seeing this, I got to be better about updating the website. I got to go, when this live is over, I'm going to go put it on the website. The boxes usually sell out before they go live on the website, but I am going to put them on the website. You got probably a few people that are checking it every so often. They're like, wait, there hasn't been a product here since like volume 28. And it's because they've been selling out. But I will. And I haven't been sending messages to that group. So I'm going to do that, actually. I used to send like a newsletter.
Now that Prospect Chase Box is part of Twitter community, I'm going to start pushing a few folks over that way and let them know, hey, this is coming down the pipe. Let's grow this. Let's grow this world.
The Shohei pull netted me 30 Instagram followers. Hey, I'll take them.
Yeah.
30 thus far. We'll see. Those things have a life of their own. By the way, I don't know. I haven't met up with Roger yet. Probably gonna do it at some point, maybe at our outing, which segues is a good segue to our next topic, which is
Well, let's be clear. So folks know Roger's the one who ended up with the Otani 101. He was pack number 10. Some guy at pack 9 was sitting there going, "Come on!" And then you pull pack 10 out, and here's that gold shining at you.
Yeah, a lot of people accusing me online of ripping out offline and resealing and opening just for cloud and opening a sealed packs for cloud and or the other criticism of like, these breakers always get the great stuff, the same people always rip and get the 1-of-1s and the autos. I'm like, yep, people knew that's not for me.
Jorge the Fanatics breaker.
Yeah, I'm not a breaker, and the card was offered at an event to one of our community members. So I personally not profiting off of it. I'm not even mailing it. I'm that scared. I would. Luckily, the community member that won it. By the way, we're talking about a Shohei Superfractor Auto, Cosmic Chrome 2022 variety. The community member that won it, lives probably 50 minutes from me. So at some point we're gonna meet up, have lunch, whatever, and I'll be hand delivering the surely 5-digit card.
Which
5 digits, we don't know, but
it leads us right into the fact that, hey, where the heck is Prospect Chase Box going to be this year? Are we going to do something special?
Yeah, we're going to do many things. We're piloting a new program, a new event, a new product event / thing where we promised it in last month that we would be doing new things. So one of the things that I was very intent on doing more of, being more intentional, was to do more community building events. So we are going to meet up at a game, most likely in the Bay Area, California, for a Giants game. A date, game to be determined. It's looking like it will be in May.
May 20th was the.
It's
Tuesday,
looking
May
like
20th with the Kansas City Royals.
Looking like we're gonna try to get in a game against the Royals. Bobby Witt being the main attraction. The game is slated. They play a 3-game series. It is a weekday. I believe it's a Tuesday.
It is.
So it's, but we've got so many fans here. I would say probably half of our group are from California or close by. So some people will drive or fly up for it. Hopefully, right now we've got so the idea is going to be not a huge crowd. We're probably looking into getting 10, 12, 14 people in a reserved space, whether it be a suite, whether it be a reserved area of the ballpark, but an area where we can all, jib jab, talk, network, talk hobby, talk. Give me a second. My battery is about to run out. Just give me a second. Let me go get my charger. Luckily it's right here. I don't have to move far. There we go. Yeah, getting some space together, some food and wine and beer. Not really wine. Food and beer, cards, ripping some boxes, something. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun little outing. So looking forward to doing that. More details emerge, we'll make sure to share them on our socials. Make sure you're following us. I am at Jorge Prospector on IG, on Facebook Messenger, and now on Twitter /X. Ron, where can they find you?
Well, I'll have to put them in there, but I am on Facebook. It's part of the group. People can find me there pretty easily. My main sources are Tops After Dark group within the community, and Discord. On that Discord, I'm under my name, so Ron Bartlett. And on X,
you know Prospector Ron?
I'm going to have to change it to Prospector Ron here. But as we go forward here and start building some new things with the community, like some live breaks and such, for us to do as a group, some of the things we've talked about, we're going to just name everybody Prospector. So
No, you got to be a talent of the Prospect Chase box to have that privilege.
but I'm under an oddball one. You can search for me by my name.
And no unions.
Pardon me?
And no unions.
No unions.
We're not labor friendly here.
Government employees are welcome. Just so you know, if you need a landing spot from the government, just
bring your cards.
Prospectors.
Bring your cards and your severance money. That's an unfortunate situation. It's fun. It's a fun thing that we're trying to do. As Ron said, we're working on ideas to provide liquidity and more fun to some of our community members. We're working on a platform to maybe showcase, sell.
Some of us have way too much product on the shelves.
Yeah. Luckily for me, I'm helping Ron downsize his collection a little bit. I'll be buying stuff from him for our future PCB boxes, since he has so much. And quite honestly, like the market, the seal wax market has gone crazy. I imagine this is where it's headed as Topps nears its licensing with basketball and football. They're going to start pricing all these products. At least I think how the baseball product will be affected is they're probably going to try to keep upcharging and keep increasing the value of those to catch up with how basketball and football prices operate.
Yeah.
And so I worry that happens. Initially I was very bullish on Fanatics taking over everything. Now, seeing some of the things that I've seen, I gotta say I'm probably back on the other side of the fence now. I think Fanatic has done more damage to the hobby community than good. I do realize they've done some good things, innovation-wise, integration of talent, on-game talent, on-the-field talent with fans, and some of those immersion and some of those cross-collaboration things, innovation in car offerings. I do think they've done great jobs. I just don't like I don't like how their business model has changed. I don't like how that dependency on breakers. I don't like what that's done to prices, what that's done to hobbyists.
One of the key things there for me is the fact when you have a product and you go in, try and buy it, and it's out of stock. That day when you're trying to buy it, when it first comes out, it goes out of
Fanatics
stock,
has it,
and the thing pops up and says, "Hey, sorry you missed this, but you can get this product by joining breaks on Fanatics Live."
I listen, I am as free markets and as private and as free enterprise as they come. Trust me. But that only happens when you're competing on equal terms, and you are not. Baseball has a monopoly, an authorized monopoly, under like a legislatively approved monopoly, if that makes sense, has an antitrust exemption. And then Fanatics kind of operate in the same way. Now, Fanatics, the Congress could go in and regulate it, because that one is not they don't have an antitrust exemption. They have operated on the margin for a long time and gotten away with a lot of shit. Now, some of the stuff that they've been doing, and some of the industries, some of the markets and business opportunities they've been trying to get on, like sports gambling and all that, they're getting to a point where they're treading on shallow water. Like, if they push their cars the wrong way, it could go bad for them. I could see a scenario where, like, especially because this industry relies so much on kids and young folks entering the space. You mess with that, you can get in trouble.
Well, and also the lottery system that they've added with all the, hey, look for relics, look for this and that. It's not a lottery because we're selling you a card. It's a lottery.
It's
People
a
are buying
lottery,
it.
and it's gonna get to a point where something's gonna happen. Listen, fentanyl wasn't a problem until it was a problem. Opiates weren't a problem until they became a problem. This type of behavior, of gambling behavior, it may create a problem down the line, and some eager congressman is gonna get in on this and try to blow some smoke, and rally behind some of this. Like, for example, the whole thing we talked about. I can't believe that we did talk about it last week a little bit. The controversy with the guy saying some pedophile type of comments.
Yeah. As soon as you bring children into the game,
the fact, and that in of itself was bad. But to me, what makes it worse is the fact that the big stakeholders didn't say nothing.
No.
I think that's so ripe for an eager congressman or someone to be like, oh wait, what's this? How about we legislate? How about we get in this? You mean to tell me that these companies are operating with no competition, and we're giving them that license to kill with no what do you call it? The safeguards, or what do you call it, the bowling things?
Yeah,
the lanes,
there's no controls or regulations around
the bowling alley things. What are they called?
Oh, gutters.
No, yeah, but the fence things, the protecting things, the guardrails.
Oh.
Guardrails. You mean to tell me that we're doing this?
That's kids bowling. I don't do kids bowling. Come on, those little bumper rails, those guardrails either side.
You mean to tell me that these players are operating with no guardrails? They can just do whatever, and then they don't even. I don't know, man. I think we're getting to. I think the day is closer than before.
Yeah.
To at some point, again, you're just one eager legislator away from someone getting in on this and saying, what's up with this? So I don't know. I think they better sharpen their tools, do better. I don't know what we're talking about, Fanatics, but we are.
Well, we talked about it in the fact that the
pricing, yes,
the pricing and the product. You take a look at Diamond Icons, which released yesterday on an EQL drop at $3,300. That's $367 per auto for these 8 auto cards in there. Come on, people! This is ridiculousness out there.
So we're gonna try to
8 autos and a relic auto. Sorry.
In this, we're already doing it in this iteration of the box, but in future iterations of the Prospect Chase box, we're going to try to get you some value from existing product or a year-old product that has a strong rookie class, has autos, we're going to try to give you prime premium stuff from like recent years, because what we're seeing from it pricing wise, it's not great. The rookie class in 2025 products it's not particularly breathtaking. There'll be some things here and there that will bring you, but all things considered, there's a lot of value still in 2022. I think a lot of 2022 product is way underpriced. I think Bowman Chrome
update 2022 update.
Yeah, update 22 Bowman Chrome. It's a play that I'm looking to get in for the right price. 22 Bowman Chrome has Bobby Witt and Julio First Chrome products, and it has variations, and it has Churio's First Bowman. Not First Bowman Chrome, because that was in 22 Bowman, but 22 Chrome has his first auto, and there's some other good players in there. So things like that. Obviously, 2018, and by the way, there used to be a time where you could still find some 2018 and Topps Update and 22 Topps Update for decent prices and whatever. That inventory is drying up because it's not coming up for sale that much.
Well,
and it's not even available in some of these middle market companies anymore.
Well,
So that
one of the things you look at as a collector is the fact that you look at what a great rookie class we had this last year. So there's some products from this last year that are definitely buy. The Chrome update is still a buy, despite the fact that they pulled the Skeens debut patch. It's still a good buy because of the rookie class that we've had this year. So there's some 2024 product that you can still look to out there. You can get the paper update at a decent price, or find the hanger boxes. I saw retail boxes the other day for fairly cheap, around 110 a box, I believe. So there are some good values to be had out there for the 2024 class. So we'll keep our eye open for that. The 2025 tops, God, I'm really not sold. One of their parallels this year is the number. They put the player's number in the background of the picture, like they did with the teams and stuff. So, one of the things we talk about is Skeens wears number 30. So there's going to be 30 copies of this card. Well, Gunnar Henderson wears number 2. So there's going to be 2 copies of the card. Oh, what a nightmare it's going to be for anybody trying to put together a set.
Anyways, we left off the board discussion about MLB's best lineups, but we'll tackle that on the next episode. We're running here on at the 50-yard line, 50-minute mark, so we don't want to give you more. But
before we leave,
last thing, what's that?
This is a reminder about the Throwback Thursday card we have out there right now of Barry Bonds reappearing in Tops.
Isn't it living
set? That's right. He's in a living set.
Living
Throwback Thursday reminded me of the extra.
They have, but you can't buy that with Tops Now points, right?
No, you can't.
And it doesn't have autos, but it's like look for sure prints. I think it is.
Well, and they'll have a couple of different things that they throw into those. I've gotten some in the past. I forgot the variants that I pulled in the past, but there's some variants that they'll throw in there. But again, it's your opportunity to get Barry Bonds card, one of the best players ever. True. Despite all the arguments, nobody could touch what he did in those years. And people talk about how many home runs he has in this net. Well, how many home runs he didn't get because he was walked so many damn times. I sat in the stands watching. Barry Bonds comes to plate, they pitch around him, year after year. So it's an opportunity to own a legend that maybe one day will end up back in the Hall of Fame like he should.
He should. There's a market for him, I suppose, right?
There definitely is. There's a lot of people who are collecting his old rookie cards, pulling them out of the old junk wax packs. Was that 98?
Yeah. Wait, you mean his rookie cards?
His rookie cards.
86?
89? No.
86 top straight. The top straighted 86. Tiffany 1, 2.
Yeah. Maybe that's it.
86, but it's the top straighted one.
So there's some value to be had out there. Someday, I hope they'll get over themselves and realize the fact that keeping him out for something that was never illegal. If he'd been thrown out of baseball for doing something, that'd be a different story.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of value still there is value there. And I think the fact that he hadn't signed autos in like 20 years or something, almost 20 years. That's also a big plus. I think his last auto, I think he had been on some random releases here and there. I think the last one was like 2006 or something like that. But the fact that he's now signing again this year, that's going to draw a lot of people. But anyways.
And the other one was Mookie Betts signing this year finally again. So you're going to see Mookie Betts autos for those Dodger fans. I'm not extending the finger properly, but
funny.
Mookie's a heck of a player. I give him that. I love watching.
That's a heck of a lineup.
Yeah.
Anyway, folks, awesome to catch up with you, Ron. Catch us next. Again, stay tuned to our content on YouTube. Follow us, like this video, comment, and please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time we post anything new. And go follow us on IG, Jorge Prospector, Prospect Chasebox on X, Twitter. And I'm
Ron Bartlett everywhere, so find me.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend, folks. Thanks for watching. This is Jorge Prospector for Ron Bartley. We're out.